Okay, Devon. So now we are recording. So the
All
first
right.
thing that I want to explain about what you're looking at is the elements of the triple arrow system with the simplicity. So what I've
Okay.
done is I've added the some elements of the triple arrow to the simplicity. Now,
Okay.
what I've added is the big arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I added that. And the big arrow is just there for trend direction. It just tells us what position we should be taking. That's
Okay.
not the time that we're going to get in or
Okay.
anything. It's just giving
All
us
right.
that indication. And then I add the entry arrows. These little circle little entry arrows. I
Oh,
add
okay.
that.
Okay.
Now, I do have a different setting on them. So we go to indicator list, right?
Okay. All right.
And now, if you don't have it on there, you just got to go and pull it in,
Yes.
and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
yeah, then you see your edit box pop up.
Okay.
So I go to entry arrow, and then in the edit box, I changed the MA1 to 12. I
Gotcha.
changed that to 12. Everything
Okay.
else remains the same. Just make
Okay.
sure that your alert on is set to true.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're good to go there. That's all you got to do there. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yes, ma'am.
then I add, and these things may be going up because the market is open now, but then I also add the support and resistance, right?
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
For the support and resistance, we want to make sure that when on inputs, that is set to current. That
Okay.
is set to current.
Ah. Okay. All right.
Now
I
for
never
the
know.
yep, for the everything else goes the same. Keep,
Okay.
keep all that, yeah, just set it to current. And
Mm-hmm.
then now the reason we set it to current is because if you go to any other time frame, it will adjust to that time
Gotcha. That makes
frame.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then you go to colors. And
Okay.
colors from number 4 all the way down to 7,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make it white,
Okay.
right? And then hit OK. And we'll be
Gotcha.
good to go. Now,
All right.
while I'm here, the simplicity chart, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
we want to go to your simplicity, go to
Mm-hmm.
edit. Now for simplicity, I keep it at the defaulted period, which is 20.
Okay.
And then what I change is for the bullish secret trend color and the bearish secret trend color, I make that none. I don't want that on the chart. Right?
Okay.
So
All
make
right.
that none.
Okay.
And then the market zone period, make that 1 hour.
Okay.
1 hour.
One.
Same thing. So, because I am an intraday trader, I like to get in my trade and profit the
Yeah.
same day, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
so, based on that, I only trade over an hour time frame.
Okay. All right.
So I make
That's a
my
goal of mine. Okay.
time.
I said that's a goal of mine. So okay.
Yeah. I think the hour is a happy medium between the
Right.
lower time frame and the higher time frame. Like the lower time frame has more fake outs, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and it takes a little longer to get to your goal, right?
Right.
The higher
Right.
time frame it takes a little longer to get a lot longer to get to your goal, right? On the higher time frame, but it's more volume involved on the higher time frame too.
Right.
So your pullbacks can hurt really bad on the higher
Right. Right.
time frame, right?
Yep.
So I
Right.
just think that that's a happy medium. It's an intraday time frame
Okay.
for an intraday trader, and so you want
Gotcha.
to make sure that's there. Now everything else is pretty much as you want to customize it. Make sure
Okay.
all of the last 3 is true,
Okay.
and everything else is the way you basically want to customize it. Okay.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So we got that. Now, what we want to add to this, everything is set up. Now, what we want to add is our 50 simple moving average. And of
Okay.
course, you've been around, you know how to add that,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And so
Right. Right. Right.
we got the 50. Now, you
Okay.
also want to make sure that your MACD true color is added to the chart. Do you
Okay.
have that from your triple arrows?
I do. I do have it. I don't have it on the chart, but I have. I can put it on.
Okay, good. And it's already defaulted. The settings are already defaulted to what it needs to be, so you don't got to do nothing but just put it on there.
Okay. All right.
Okay? Now you have a hybrid trading
right.
system.
All right.
That's designed for an intraday trader.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Now, what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to identify potential pullbacks that
All right.
you may have gotten caught up in had it not been here.
Okay.
Now, so let me explain that. So the simplicity trading system is aligned with a 4-hour and above trader.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because your zones, your supply and demand zones, these are nothing more than the high and low on the Fibonacci. So if
Okay.
you was to manually put your fib on at the high and bring it down and over, it would be in alignment with the box.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the system does it for us, so that's a great thing.
Right.
We just got to know what we're looking at, right? With that being said, the support and resistance dots on the simplicity trading system is in alignment with the key levels on the fib. That's the 38, the 50, and the 61.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's aligned with that. So if we go and we put a fib on, it's going to be very close to one of those levels, right?
Gotcha.
And knowing that, we know like, okay, we all the way down here. Here's the reason why I put, let me just show you. So for instance, we have the 23, right? Just slightly below, but right here, these green the dots right there, that's the 38. It's right here on the 38. Okay, so now you have the red ones. I don't know if you can see it, but the red ones right here, that's right there in alignment with what? The 50.
Right.
And that's what, it may not be smack dead on it, but it's very close in that vicinity.
Right.
So that's a good thing. But if you're intraday, you might want to know what's going to happen before you hit those levels.
Gotcha.
And that's what our TA support and resistance dots show us.
Okay.
That's what it shows us. What's going to happen potentially between the higher support and resistance levels. Okay. So I'm going to move back. So we're going to do a different one because I've been on this one. I've been on Euro USD and Aussie USD. I like those pairs though. But it doesn't matter what pair it is. It doesn't matter. It's the same. It's the same rules. We don't deviate from the rules, right? Now, another thing is we focus on 20 pips. 20 pips as a minimum. Now, of course, we get more than that, but we don't sacrifice the 20 pips to get 50, 60, 70 pips. We don't do that because at the end of the day, we're going to walk away with 20 pips. That's how it goes, right?
Gotcha.
So there's a couple of ways that we do that to secure the 20, and I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over that with you, okay? Now, the 20 pip strategy spreadsheet is also what you'll have access to inside the Telegram group. And we follow that. We just follow that each trade in accordance to what our balance is. We follow whatever that lot size is, and that's how we compound our account. And I'm going to show you how to do that with even more minimal risk. Lock it down. Because here's the deal. We don't want to be stress-free trading, right? We don't want to be stressed. Let's remove the stress. And this really does that, right? Now we all have impulses that we have to deal with, and you know what your impulses are. I know what my impulses are. So we just got to manage them things, right? And to stay focused on the trading plan, and I think it will be all right.
Gotcha.
So when the big arrow comes, we do nothing. It just says, okay, we're only looking for buys. We don't do anything until the entry arrow populates. Now, based on the settings of the entry arrow, it is designed to get you in the market early, right? Earlier than the triples. That's what it's in relation to. Get you in the market early, right? But it's also in alignment almost perfectly with the MACD cross. Almost perfectly based on the settings of the arrow. So the MACD cross the MACD is a trend reversal indicator. So it tells us when the trend is actually beginning to reverse. Now it tells us that when the MACD gets to the center of the histogram, right? And this is a buy, so it's going up. When it gets to that center, that's when we want to look at getting in.
Okay.
And then of course it can, it continues. Now we do have other confirmations because it could go a little bit up and then go back the other way. But that's why we never rely on one confirmation, no matter how good it is. We have multiple, right? But this is big because what it does, it tells me, okay, the trend is now reversing. If I'm buying, I don't want to be caught up in this back and forth stuff. I want to get in when the trend is starting to make its way. Now, that doesn't mean that when that happens, price going to shoot straight to the sky or fall straight to the bottom. It's still going to be bobbing and weaving, which is why we have other confirmations as well.
Gotcha.
And so this trading plan is designed to minimize drawdown. So we will have some, but it's going to be minimal. It's going to be minimal. Okay, we can handle it, right? The first thing that we look for when this arrow populates is we wait for the candle to close. That's the first thing. We wait for it to close, and we need to ensure that it closes as a bullish candle. And because we're buying, right? And it needs to close above the 50 moving average.
Okay.
See, the 50 tells us what territory price is in. If it's above the 50, we're in buyer's territory. If it's below, we're in seller's territory. Now, we only buy in buyer's territory.
Okay.
We only sell in seller's territory.
Gotcha.
No matter if the other confirmations check out, if it's below for a buy, we don't take that.
Okay.
Because what we want to do is not only trade with the trend, but we also want to trade in the right territory. We want to be in the right house. Right? It's like, you try to find the house you grew up in because that's home. You're knocking on these other doors, right? And you don't know what in the world going on over there. Trying to get to your house because you know the people in that house, right? That's the safe zone. And so that's the same thing with price. We want to be in the right house and in relation to the position that we're taking. So in this case, it did close bullish and it closed above the 50. So now what we do is we look down at our other confirmations. And our trend surfer is green, which is bullish, right? Now, green is great. But if it was red, green, it would still be good. As long as the lower bar is in, it aligns with the position that we're in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that's the higher time frame. The lower bar represents the higher time frame, and the top one represents the lower time frame. So as long as my higher time frame is in alignment, we're good. Now, what we don't want is red if we're buying.
Okay.
We don't want that. We don't trade it. And you'll find that the other confirmations that we have, you'll get those indications there too that something is off.
Okay.
That's how we get protected. And then of course, we look at our MACD and we look to see what is it doing, right? Blue is on top and is moving up, right? It's right at the zero line, the center. And the MACD line, which represents bulls, buyers, is on top of the signal line, which represents sellers. So if it's on top, that tells us that that position is stronger. So in this case, it's on top, right? Because remember, we wouldn't see anything on this side yet because it didn't happen yet. So we're looking at this side, and so we can see that the blue is on top. Now that that has checked out, we take our cursor and we put it at the close of the candle.
Okay.
Now, two things we want to ask. The first question, did price close on a support or resistance dot? If it did, we don't take it.
We don't take it. All right.
In this case, because price is moving up, so we're looking at the support or resistance dots above the close. For a sell, we're looking at the support and resistance dots below the close.
Okay.
So price is moving up. So where are we? We look at these dots right here. We right smack under it. This is a wall. This is a wall. So we know as price push up, guess what? It's going to push down. And because
Right.
we're so close, like we're smack dead under it, the next candle is going to be a pullback.
Gotcha. Okay.
You see that?
That makes sense. All right.
Yeah. And what we want to start getting accustomed to doing, and I'm going to be doing more training on this too, is we want to look at the candles. We want to look at price and see what price is doing, right?
Mhm.
The
Right.
indicators are great. Don't get me wrong, they are. I stand by them. I advocate for them. It's great. It
Right.
will allow you, if you don't know anything about trading, you can come in and you can make money. But you're
Right.
only going to reach a certain point where
Right.
your understanding stops. And that's
Right.
where
I got
your
you.
money will stop, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
because what we got to do, the indicators, we get caught in fixated on the indicator, the dots, the arrows,
Right.
all that. We got to look at price. We got to look at structure, because
Gotcha.
it's structure that populates the dots.
I
So,
got you.
you
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So right here, where we close on this candle right here, we look left. Now, we are looking left. The previous 48 hours is what we're looking at in particular.
Okay.
If we don't have anything going on within the previous 48 hours, you can look at the third day. You know what I mean? And I'll explain that as I go along. Let me just.
Okay.
Oops. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right? So we was a little under that though. I want to try to get it back to where it was. Anyway, there we go. Okay. So now we see these dots. Clearly, it tells us up, don't take it. You're right on a support dot. And that would be the right answer. Don't take it.
Right.
But
Right.
let's look at why. So now we want to look at the candles surrounding it. This
Okay.
is nothing more than what? Consolidation. That's consolidation, right?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And we know consolidation is indecision, sideways, ain't really doing nothing, trying to figure it out. Well, we
Right.
don't want to put our money on a trade and price trying to figure out what they want to do, right?
All right.
We're going to
Right.
wait until what? A breakout, right?
Okay.
In this
All
case,
right.
we're waiting for, really it's still a breakout, but we're breaking zones, right? We want to break zones.
Gotcha.
So for that reason, we won't take this position. Everything else checked out, but this got to check out too,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
right? Now,
Right.
the next question we want to ask ourselves is, if price did not close on a support resistance dot, then we want to measure the close of the candle to the previous resistance dot or support dot.
Oh, okay. All right.
So in this case, would be this area right here. That's the first
Okay.
set that price, as price move up, it's going to hit this area first,
Right. 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 Right.
right? So
Right.
when we do that, we're looking for 12 or more pips.
Okay.
12 or more, that's what we're looking for.
Gotcha.
So we got the 12 or more here because we got 49, but we can't make a move. Why?
Right.
Because we got this little deal going on. So we need to wait to see what price is going to do. Now, the
Okay.
pullback can be a deep one. It could be one candle, 3 candles, whatever. But because we don't know what's going to happen on this side of the chart.
Okay.
We only know what's going to happen on this side because it already happened.
Right.
So we use the information that we have historically to determine what we're going to do on the other side.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
So in this case, we didn't take the trade because we right here. And what happened? We didn't take the trade. Where was it? Oh, right here.
Yeah.
So
right
that was so we got a pullback, right?
Right.
Not surprised, right?
Right. Right.
Now what we do, if we get a pullback, no matter if it's 1 candle or 30, we wait until the next qualifying candle breaks above the 50. And that will be a bullish candle. It just needs to be above the 50. And this candle came and it's above the 50. So now we do the same, go through the same confirmation. And you're going to get so good at it because it's just repetitions. We do the same.
Gotcha.
And it's going to help you to see what price is doing. And you'll be like, okay, I know I got to wait for this area to break. It'll help you do that. So in this case here, we on this candle. Now, let's look down at our confirmations. We're green, green. Great, right? Because we're buying. And
Right.
our MACD, the blue line is on top of the red line. That's what we want. So we
Okay.
good down there. Now what we do is we put our cursor at the close of that candle.
Okay.
Close of that candle, right?
Right.
I need my glasses. I'm sorry, I really do need them. Where is it? I'm not going to the kitchen to get it. I'm not doing it.
It was close. You close. You're right there.
Yep.
I know what you probably do.
Right?
Right.
So
Right.
now what we're going to do is look left. First question, did price close on a support dot or resistance dot? If so, we don't take the trade.
Got you.
It did. We're still in the same zone.
Right.
We can't bust this zone, right? It's not, we ain't breaking it yet, right?
Right.
So what? We don't take the trade.
Okay.
It's that simple. We don't take it. So now I really don't consider dojis and hammers. These small, like this is a doji. You know, I wait for a regular candle, you know, but if you decided to do it, you can, because it's still going to give you the same result. That's why I don't mess with them, because it give me the same result. I'm still in this area, And then what did it do? It pulled back, which is what it indicated it would do, right? Because this is an area of indecision. So it pulled back. Now we wait for the next candle. Well, now we're right here. Right? Bullish candle above the 50. Let's look down. We look down, guess what? We got red, green. Are we good? Yeah, because the higher is green. And my MACD is tight, but the blue is still on the top, right?
Yep.
Now we come and we put our cursor at the close of the candle, right? And we look left. Well, we don't really have to look left. Why? Because we're sitting right on these support dots, these resistance dots. So we already know we ain't taking it. Right? And so, but now, of course, I've been doing this for a while. My eyes are trained. I automatically know that we got to break this area. We got to break this area, right? And so we'll go to the candle that break, because you're going to get the same thing. It's not going to be a clear shot to take the trade.
Okay.
So let's, like, for instance, let's look at this candle right here.
Okay.
Right? Bullish candle above the 50. We got red, green. That's good. Look at our MACD. The red line, which represents sellers, is on top.
It's on top. Dang.
We ain't taking it. We ain't taking it, right?
All right.
And then look left. Look at the previous support dot. We need 12 or more to get a clear shot. That's our last confirmation. If we get that, provided everything else was good, we roll. So right here, well, it'll be this one first. And that is about 12 pips right there. And then this one is, because I never go right on the dots, like slightly below. That's 28. But we still won't take this position. Why? Because my MACD says that sellers are somewhat in control. I need my MACD line to be on top.
Right.
Because of that, guess what? We didn't take it, and it dropped. So you saved yourself. See, I'm big on drawdown. Like, I'm trying to see what you about to do.
I hate drawdown. I hate drawdown.
You'll get me caught up in that, right? That's how we doing it. And then you could save yourself 63 pips in drawdown.
I hate it. Dude.
That's a bad day, right? And now, what are you feeling? Oh, is it going to turn around? Oh, please, Lord. I can't tell you how many times I prayed to God. I promise you, Lord, if you just let it turn around, I'll follow the rules. I did it.
Please.
I did it. So, I'm like, no, I can't do this no more. So we've been spared that.
Right.
We've spared that. So we good. It's like, woo, I dodged the bullet, right? That's the mindset. So now, what are we going to do now? So now we're going to go, we're waiting for the next qualifying candle, which is a bullish candle close above the 50. So let's see if we got a clear shot on this candle, right? So there. Now we look down, we red, green, still good. MACD, red is on top.
Right.
We out the water. We done. We're not doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
And when we look at this level here, That's about 12, but it don't matter. Once one don't add up, it don't matter. We're not taking it. Right?
Gotcha.
So now, what did it do? It pulled back. It pulled back, right?
Yep.
So now we
Yep.
got this candle right here. So same thing. And you see how we just keep repeating the same thing.
Right.
So now we look down, red, green. Okay, our red is still on top. We need to clear that. We need to clear that. So
Right.
we don't do nothing. And not only that, we close right on a support dot here.
Right.
And we even right here, that's 12. Right below it, right below it is 8. So we ain't doing that.
Right.
So that's what happened. We got it. It pulled back. It closed like a doji, but it pulled back. See, these are little. See, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen on the right side, so we can't make any assumptions. We have to trade what we see and see what happened in the past. Within 48 hours, those are fresh zones, which means there hasn't been a lot of price action hitting it. Right. They're fresh. So when price rallies back to those areas, it will likely respond the same way it did.
Gotcha.
It will likely do that. So we spared ourselves here. So now we at this candle. Now we do the same thing.
Right.
We green. See, now we green. And guess what? Now I want you to look at, we don't see none of this, but follow the MACD.
All right.
The blue line is under and it's curving up, but this line, because it's kissing like it want to go up.
Right.
That's acceptable to me because I see what's happening now, right? It's going up to the top, which is what I wanted to do. My trend surfer is green, giving me double green lights, right? And so that's good. And what I want to do is see, did I break? Did I break? We still got to look left though. We still got to look left, right? And we need 12 or more pips from the close of the candle to the next support zone. Well, we close right here.
Right.
We ain't taking it. And then right here we have 10.
No, that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
Right.
So here we go. So it went up and then it pulled back. Right. That's fine. And then here's the other thing. Sometimes you're gonna miss a move. You're gonna miss some pips. But it depends on how you look at it because you can't miss anything that you didn't have. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you ain't in the trade, so it's better to not be in the trade and wonder what's gonna happen. Then, you know what I mean? So it's just about perspective. But so now we at this candle. See, we already knew though from back in here that we had to break the zone. Remember?
Right.
We already knew that.
Right.
So now we can work it out. Now we have some clearing going on. Well, actually, right here. Right. Okay. So we green, blue on top, right? We're right there on these dots. Now, here's why I would take it. Here's why I would take it, right? Because first of all, we're clearing it. We knew we had to get out of this. We had to get out of it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, what you could do is, because it's in the middle, I don't particularly like taking it in the middle of the dots. I want it to be either above or below.
Okay.
I'm a safe trader. I'm a conservative trader, so I would not, right? I would not, because it's right there. I'd rather just get a clear shot. I'm only going for 20 pips, and I want the 20. And it's going to become even more imperative because as your lot sizes start to get increased, when you trade $20 and $30 lot sizes, you're not going to have no time for no pullbacks on those big numbers.
Right.
Because them big numbers will scare you.
I know. I can imagine.
You know, for $2,000 in drawdown.
No, I want to see that.
No, not at all, right? And then what would likely happen? Some people will close out because they're thinking, I'd rather take the $2,000 loss than a $4,000 loss, when in all actuality, it's going to turn back around. But when you know the rules, you avoid that altogether.
Gotcha.
That's the deal. So that's why I don't take chances.
Right.
I can't be doing that. so we got a pullback came down here, right?
Right. Right.
And then we got this candle right here.
Right.
Now this candle really broke it.
Gotcha.
It broke it.
Gotcha. Right.
Now we're in a clear. If
in the clear.
We still want to check our confirmations. Everything at the bottom looks good. Now we go to the top of the candle, the close.
Right.
Right. We look left, previous 48 hours. Oh, I got a key level right here. Remember the key level on the tip, right? That's about 51 pips, right? Well, what I like to look for is, are there any support dots below this? Because I know I'm going to be able to get my 20, but I want to see, am I going to hit a speed bump before I get there, right? So this right here gave me 30, 32, and this one right here gave me 17. I'm good. I'm comfortable. That's a good, clear indication. Get in the trade. Get your 20 pips. And so had you done that, you would have gotten, well, you would have got your 20 for sure, because this went up to about 50 pips before it pulled back down. And you did get a little drawdown. You did get a little drawdown right here, but that's minimal. That's going to happen, right? And then it rallied right back up. So it doesn't, the indications, our rules really give us a clear shot, a clear understanding of what price is going to do. And and looking left is paramount.
Right.
Looking left is paramount. So we got the resistance from the simplicity. We know that's a key level, right? And it's possibility that there may be some stumbling blocks before I get there. That's what I'm interested in. The stumbling blocks. So that's why we do 12. 12 or more will get you cleared, clear you 20, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
So we got 15 here. We have 31 there, right?
Right.
So and then we got about 9 here. See, you can tell what's going to happen, right? Because price is moving up, right?
Right.
So it's going to hit this level first. It's going to hit it, and we're going to get a little pullback.
Right.
And then it's going to rally to this level where I got 15 pips from the close. Right. It's going to hit this level. So it'll let you know what's potentially going to happen. Okay.
Yep.
So that's the plan so far. Right? Now, you have any questions thus far?
No, ma'am. I don't think so. So good. Everything's so good.
Good. And it's recorded.
Okay.
So you can certainly just write out your little checklist, however you want it. The checklist is also inside of the Telegram group, as well as the 20 pip strategy spreadsheet. I'm gonna show you that as well. But I do want to give you another, because now what I do is I have 3 pairs that I like to trade. Like I'm always in at least one of these pairs, and that's Euro USD,
USD,
USD JPY, and Aussie USD. So let's go to Aussie. I really like Aussie.
All right.
Yeah. So I would recommend you identify the pairs that you want to kind of study and work with, right?
Okay.
I recommend that. But listen, I trade the setup too. So if there's a good setup and my account can handle it, like if I'm not in it, because I don't have more than 2 positions going at the same time. It's little parameters like that helps me to protect my margin, make sure I'm not, all of that. So that's what I do. So if I'm able to take a position outside of the pairs that I trade, everything sets up. So
do you recommend like just a solid 3 that you?
Yeah, 3 that you like your 3 go-to pairs.
Okay, all right.
The 3 go-to pairs, because amongst the 3, you're gonna have trade opportunities.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you will have trade opportunities. Now on the weekend, like your 3, for instance, on the weekend, what you want to do is do your analysis of those 3 pairs. If it's and this is why I like the simplicity as well, because on the weekend you can look and say, okay, well Aussie, for instance, Aussie was right here, but that you're looking for sales though. Right. So it just helps you to make the determination of where price is. Now I'm gonna do an analysis video to training video for the group.
Okay.
Show you just little things to look for when you are when you are looking at your pairs, so that you can determine what price is going to do, what price is likely to do, but more important, what you're going to do. Because we as traders, we have to respond to price, not react. And all too often, most traders are reacting to price.
Right.
You know, and when you do that, you're making emotional decisions.
Okay.
You know, you're rushing the market, and chances are you're not going to make the right decision. Chances are you're going to miss some key things that you should have seen. You know, things like that. So we determine, we see what price want to do, and we follow price.
Okay.
Price is king. So if price don't want to do nothing, guess what?
Right.
We ain't doing nothing.
We ain't doing that. All right.
and what does that look like? That's consolidation.
Yeah,
when price is in consolidation, in essence, it don't want to do nothing right now.
Right.
I'm like, okay, cool. You know, if it's USD, okay, Ozzy, I'm with you. I'll wait till you get ready, and then I jump on the train.
Gotcha.
I do talk to the charts though, so you gotta have fun with it though.
Got to.
Shucks, it's like this an emotional abuser, boy.
It will.
You'll be like, what's going on? Okay, so we don't do anything until our entry arrow populates. So we know we're looking for sales. Entry arrow populated. We wait for the candle to close. Make sure it's bearish. Bearish, right? Okay. And then if it is, we look down. Did I move it? Okay, we look down. We red, great for a sell. Signal line on top going down. Great for a sale. Great for a sale. Now what are we doing? We're looking left. Within the previous 48 hours, did price close on a support or resistance dot? Yes.
All right.
So we know we're waiting for that for the next candle.
Gotcha.
And not surprised, because this was a hammer, and I don't usually even do it on a hammer, but and that's the thing. Even if you go through the scenario on a hammer or a doji, it's still going to be some kind of indication. You still got to follow the rules. And if the rules happen to work out, take the trade. But if it don't take it, right?
Got you.
So the next candle will be here.
Right.
That's the next candle, right?
Right.
There we go. Right. Next candle.
Right.
Up, down. Up. I'm off though. I need to be on that candle, but I can't see if I'm okay.
It's right there.
So we red. We good on the MACD as well, right?
Right.
Still sitting.
Right.
Still sitting. We got to break it. So that tells us if you get stopped in the same area twice, you know you got to break it.
All right.
Right? You know you waiting for a break. So the next candle, and it's not surprising though. Why? Because these are dojis and hammers. They're indecision candles.
Right.
And well, they're actually reversal candles though.
Gotcha.
So if you have a bearish doji or bearish hammer, that's telling you that bearish momentum is coming. That's what that means. If you have a bullish, it's the opposite, right? So this candle came. Right. Now we rolling. Red. MACD good. We cleared this area. We under here. Now we look for the 12 or more pips at the previous support or resistance dot. So if I go to this, that's 40, and they basically the same. They lined up together, just so happened, right? But remember, price is moving down, right? So it's going to hit this area first. Does that make sense?
All right. Okay.
What's price? It ain't gonna hit this area first. It's gonna hit this area first at these dots. Well, I need to make sure I have 12 or more clearing.
Okay.
Here, not here. Here, because it's gonna hit this first.
Okay.
And if you do, voila, take the trade.
Take the trade. Gotcha.
Take the trade. Get your 20, right?
Yeah.
And just so happened, your triples came, right? So when your triples came, you would have been 26 pips in profit.
Dang.
Right? You're good.
Good to
Now,
go.
what you can do is you can drop two positions because we're big on compounding too. This is how
Right.
we get the 40. This is how we
Okay.
get the 40,
All
right?
right.
So you can
Right.
drop two positions.
Uh-huh.
The first position you're going to TP at 20 pips. So
Okay.
your TP would be really like 23 pips because you want to cover the spread. Your TP
Okay.
would have been 0.68769.
All right.
That position would have took you out in profit. Well, you still got your first position still running, and you can run that to the whites right above it. Don't sit right on it though. Give it some wiggle room. Give it some wiggle room, and you can take the other down to that level.
Okay.
And you TP at 68,614.
Gotcha.
So you got 20 pips on the first position and 39 on the second position.
Okay. All right.
So you walked away with 59 pips.
59 pips. I'll take it.
That's yes. And you did it with minimum risk. You didn't risk 20 pips to get the 59 pips.
Right.
You didn't risk that. Right? So that's how you can do that. Now, if you chose to do two positions, make sure that your lot size, whatever that amount is, you break it in half. Break it in half.
Breaking it in half. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Because you got two positions.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what we do. Now, here's the other thing. Right. So that's one way. Now, me personally, I like to assess price in 20 pip increments. So what I just described to you is how I do it. Okay. I'll drop two positions. Why? Because I've already identified where I'm going. Right. You never get in a trade if you don't know where you're going. Right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my 20, whatever that price is, that's position one. Because I can see the left side is telling me, oh, I got support right here. So I'm going to put me a little TP on the second position. Gotcha. No. Right. At this point, right? Right. Our confirmation's already checked out. Why not? I can get that. Right. Now, one thing that you want to keep in mind too is let's talk about stop loss. Your stop loss, if you're selling, your stop loss must be above the 50.
Must be above the 50.
Must be above the 50, hands down. And what I do is I put my stop loss, like this is the first position, say this is the first one that you took for the trend. Right. My stop loss is going to go above my entry arrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just so happen to have support dots here, so I'm going to just put it right slightly above my support dots.
Gotcha.
Right? So we're good there. Now we made our money this day. Right? Now this day, what are we looking for? This is how we do re-entry and we continue to ride the trend. Okay. So now what we're doing, we're looking for our qualifying candle, which is a bearish candle, to close below the 50. Well, so when we look, and this can be anytime you come to the chart. That's why I trade the setup. Like, you can say, well, I want to trade the Asian session, the whole Asian session. That may be better for you, right? You're looking for a bearish candle to close. That's all you're looking for, right? Gotcha. If it's London, New York, it doesn't matter. You're looking for a bearish candle to close below the 50.
Gotcha.
And when it does, so what that does too, Devon, is that it frees you from feeling like, oh, I gotta be on the chart all day. Whenever you come to the chart, just look at that setup, right? And you have multiple pairs that you can be looking at. Trust me, you're gonna get a setup.
Gotcha.
You're gonna get a setup. So in this case here, listen, I make it simple and easy because I can't have all that stuff on my head. And we have experience. We've been in the same time, so we've experienced different instructors and teachers and stuff. And I am able to determine within the first 5 minutes of a session with a teacher or whatever. I can tell within the first 5 minutes if I'm going to be able to roll with that person.
Gotcha.
Because if they come out the gate complicated, you done shut it down. And I'm like, I'm done. But you gotta know what type of thinker you are. You gotta know what type of person you are. I am just a keep it simple kind of person.
Me too. That's it. I'm the same way.
Like,
I say it all the time.
If you got me looking like this,
Right.
we done. You know why though?
Yeah.
Because I know that I can't sustain that methodology.
Right. Right.
Very short term, because my hour has tolerance for
Right.
it.
I tell my kids that all the time. Keep it simple.
Keep
Don't
it
complicate
simple.
it.
We don't have to complicate this thing. And trading already looks like a monster. But it really isn't.
Right.
You know? And so hopefully you can see the simplicity of my plan.
I can.
It works. It's very consistent. You know, you got people using this and they love it. A lot of aha moments and that kind of thing. And that's what it's about. So
Gotcha.
let me go over to the spreadsheet.
Okay.
So on the spreadsheet, I have it set to super conservative. Because hey, ain't no sense in risking what we don't have to risk, right?
Right.
So for your beginning balance, that's where you put whatever you start with, right? So let's say you start with 300.
Okay.
Then it's going to adjust the lot size. Everything, the 20 pips is 20 pips. That ain't going to change, right?
Gotcha.
It's going to adjust your lot. Our goal is to have 30 profitable trades.
Right.
Now, it don't have to take, it can take you whatever amount of time it take you.
Right.
It is it's based on when you trade.
Gotcha.
Right? So no pressure. But when you trade, you want to follow this guy.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So trade one, your lot size should be $1.20.
20. Okay. Right.
Your profit for that trade should be 24 bucks.
Okay.
Now there are going to be times where you're going to get more than 20 pips.
Gotcha.
So what happens is, let's say you clock, okay, on this one you got 324 because you made your $24. The next trade, right? You got 60 pips. You got 60 pips, right? So let's say now your balance is 434.
Gotcha.
So now instead of going to trade 2 and 3, you get to jump to trade 4.
Oh, you're
now,
good to go.
Follow your lot size. You got your 20 pips. See, this no matter how many pips we get, we walk away with 20.
Right.
Because this sheet is based on 20 pips.
Right.
And so now, if you did that, well, you will do that, right?
Right.
As you continue to matriculate through each of the trade, guess what? When you get to the 30th trade, you're looking at 29.5. Come on now. Why would you do anything different?
I don't want to.
You don't want to. And nobody better not even tell me about anything else. I'm like, don't tell me nothing. But when you get to that point, it don't matter what people say. I can't tell you how many people try to pull me to do this. I'm not enticed anymore.
Right.
I'm enticed, but I'm not enticed anymore. Because
that's where I'm at. I'm not enticed. Yep.
It's working.
I'm not.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to reduce your risk even more. With the spreadsheet.
Gotcha.
So what you want to do is, so you started with $300.
Right.
Now, but you want to trade it as if it was half.
Okay. All right.
It will readjust. Now you just slice your risk in
half. Okay.
Gotcha. So you following the lots as if you had $150 balance, but you got 300.
Right.
So
got it.
Still compounding 300.
Right.
So what that looks like is around about the 25th trade.
Right.
You would have hit your 300 balance.
Gotcha.
On the $300, you would have hit that. So what was that? 29.5. So around the 25th trade, you'll be at 29.5.
Gotcha.
So it's going to let you get there a little earlier, which means when you get to the 30th trade, it's going to be it's going to be a whole lot more. right? And so this works really, really well.
Man, I love it.
This is going to be inside of the Graham.
Okay.
I call it the Graham fam, and so you'll be a part of the Graham fam.
All right, I think
that's the deal. So that is our trading plan. Simple and easy.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't do anything more than that. We keep it simple and stress-free, right?
All right.
And but if you have any questions, though, by all means, you can reach out to me. Again, the training is done on a weekly basis. Come to training. If you have questions, you can come there. That's what it's for. However, it is recorded as well, just in case you miss it. But I don't just disappear after the session. So I'm still available. Do you have any questions about anything that we talked about?
Yes. Okay. I do have one question. All right. So, let's say if you would have took, let's say on that next day, if you would have took a trade the next day, right there, where would you have put your stop loss if you would have took a trade in that area?
Right. Then I would just scale it down. So if I'm down in here, then I'm going to be above my 50, of course, but I'm looking for my dots as a guide, especially the simplicity dots, because these are key levels.
Right.
On the fib, and the key levels on the fibs are reversal levels. Okay. So that means when price moves up, if I'm in a sell, right? So I put my support up here. This level tells me that this is where price reversed, it rejected, it pushed down, right? Gotcha. And so I wanted to go above that so that price won't even, well, it's less likely that price will go above it and break it because it's a key level. So that's what I would do in this day. My stop loss will be here, right? It will be like over in here. And let's say this day, right? Same deal. Because if I don't have, so I'm in this day, I don't have anything. I got to be above my 50. Right. So I can go to this point. I'll look at this point and keep it there. But guess what? I'm still trending down. I'm trending down. Right. So it's all good. And same thing. Anyway. And you just keep doing that, right? Now, in this case here, you got some support above the 50. But if I was in this day, this is too close for me.
Yeah, that's too close. Okay, I follow you.
You know, because my plan is going to give me a higher probable winning rate than a stop loss hit. So I don't mind taking my stop loss up because I have a higher percentage of hitting my take profit.
Right.
You know,
that makes sense. Makes sense.
So that's how I would do the stop loss if I did that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
Any other questions?
No, ma'am. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. It's definitely my pleasure. And like I said, give me about 24 hours.
Okay.
Reporting to you, and we're gonna be rocking and rolling. I can't wait to celebrate with you.
I appreciate
definitely see a difference.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, you enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
All right. You do the same, and thank you for everything.
You're more than welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. All right.